So I feel like everybody who's watching right now knows who I am. But for those of you who watch the recording, my name is Val, and I am a senior supervisor for this team. So no matter where you fit on this team, you're somewhere below me anyways. So that's exciting. I just love Usborne so much. It's so fun being able to just meet new people, and it's great. So tonight we're just going to talk about sales that we can do in the fall, all sorts of different ways that we can get sales. And there's a lot. So home parties is definitely one way that you can do it. I know that the sales for home parties are always super amazing because as soon as people see the books, they want all of the books. So when you can get a group of people together to see the books, they generally want all of them. So sales are usually a lot higher than maybe a Facebook party would be. Grandma parties are always a hit. I actually did a grandma party on Facebook during the summer and it went over really well because grandmas are super into the fact that we are promoting literacy and getting kids off of iPads and stuff like that. So they're super excited. Plus our books are just awesome. So if you can get together a grandma party, I guarantee it will be a good one for you. So you can do that as a home party or you can do it as a Facebook party. I just finished my mock training. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you go check it out. You can steal any of the graphics that you want, any of the videos, copy the posts word for word if you want to. Just take whatever you want from it if you want to. I know for my Facebook parties, I find that if I do not do them over a weekend, they seem to be a lot more successful for me. I find that people, myself included, are way too busy on a weekend to think about Facebook parties. So I always run my parties from a Sunday. I usually start it Sunday morning and then I end it on a Wednesday night. And that seems to work good for me. I'm not sure if any of you guys have tried weekends and had success with it, but that's just what I do anyway. Another thing I was going to suggest is to use different extra incentives when you're trying to get bookings from hostesses. Sometimes I will just post like a thing where I'll offer up like an extra $20 worth of free books or even just a free new release or something. It doesn't even have to be big. You could just offer like $10 in free books. Just anything that goes above and beyond the hostess rewards usually gets people excited. And then you can use your 30 for 30 to pay for it. So it only ends up costing a few bucks. So if you can get a party out of it, it's definitely worthwhile. Another kind of side type of party that you can do on Facebook is a mystery hostess party, which always works out really good. I'm a sucker for mystery hostess parties. If I know that I only have to spend like 10 or 15 bucks and I get entered in to win all the hostess rewards, I always do it. So when I do my hostess parties with Usborne, I usually just do like you get one entry for every $10 you spent before tax and shipping kind of thing. And then just do extra kind of ways that you can get points throughout the party for like maybe if you buy sticker books, you get extra ones just because I love the sticker books. Or I'll have a graphic like if you buy any of the books off of this graphic, you get extra points, just something to keep it fun. And then I do like the hostess rewards as the main prize, and then I'll do like sub prizes where I can just do like a free customer special or a free or a discounted new release or something. They don't really realize that we're getting them half price anyway. So if you're offering them a half price new release and you have it just sitting there, it's not really costing you anything. So just anything that you can do to make it extra fun and exciting is always good. I'm pretty sure that I have a mock mystery hostess party in this group. So I can go look if anybody wants me to tag them in that. Another one that I know I have in here for sure is book showers, like a baby shower with just books. And we did a training on that not too long ago, but those are one of my favorite things to do. It's super fun being able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Spoil, I guess, a new mom with just a whole shelf full of books for their baby, whether it's born already or not born yet. It's just exciting for them to like start off their life with all of these amazing books that they're going to be able to grow with. So what I usually do for a book shower is I'll have the mom make me up a wish list of like maybe like 20 books that she's hoping that she could receive. And then I make graphics with all of those books on the list and post them at the start of the party. And then her guests can either choose to buy a book off of her wish list to to gift to the baby as the shower gift, or just buy books for their own children, and then the mom gets all the hostess rewards. So it works out really well. I know that Misty does a lot. I don't know if she's here right now, but if you have any questions about book showers, definitely post in the group because they're super fun. Book clubs is another one that's really good for guaranteeing sales every month. Lots of people do book clubs differently. I'm not going to go like super in depth about book clubs because we do have a unit on it that you can go check it out. But for the most part, I think most people do like a 3 or 4 month book club where you're paying like maybe like $35 a month, and then the host or the consultant is choosing surprise books for them and then just wrapping them up and giving them to them. I've done it a different way too, where I had hostesses pay a certain amount every month, and then they choose whatever books they want for their kids. So you can do it any way you want to. You're just guaranteeing that you have party sales every month, so that's really nice. And another way that I've done it recently is that my girls have found some different series that they really like. So we did a Meet the Twitches kind of book club throughout the summer. My middle daughter really liked it. So then we advertised it, and she got all these kids in her book club, and we made a Facebook group. And so she planned crafts with them and did like, she Zoomed with the kids. It was really fun. And my older daughter right now is doing something similar with the Knitbone Pepper Dog series. Is that how it's called? It's such a weird name, Knitbone Pepper, something like that. So if you can involve your kids, if they're old enough, that's a really fun way to get it to be like a family thing. And parents kind of jump on it when the kids are involved because obviously they want their kids to be part of something that involves reading too. So you can offer prizes, whatever you want to do with your book clubs. But again, I'm not going to go super far into it because we do have an entire unit and training series on book clubs. Trade shows is another one that we have lots of trainings on and are some of like my most favorite things because you get to get out and meet people. For me, it's like a holiday. I get to get out of my house and go see people and take a break. I usually have one of my kids with me, my middle kid, because she's super, super helpful. And the older kid is usually babysitting. Yeah, this is my trade show helper right here. She's very strong and she's very good at setting up the table, and she's very good at selling books because she knows all the books. And parents and grandmas, whatever, they will listen to her recommendations and pretty much buy anything that she suggests. Yeah. So secret weapon right here. So if you're looking for trade shows and you don't know where to even start, I suggest posting on like your local buy and sell group saying, no, you need to go to bed, please. Saying that you're looking for a trade show, a local trade show. And then like there is trade show junkies everywhere that will post and tell you all of the good ones that you should check out. Make sure that if you're willing to drive, like whether you're willing to drive 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, you post in all of those different groups, or join like all the different provinces have like Saskatchewan vendor events or Alberta trade shows, stuff like that. So if you're looking for a group like that and you're not sure where to find one, just maybe post in the group and somebody in one of those groups can add you or something, because that's a great way to find them. Or talking to other people who are in direct sales that do trade shows, ask them. And make sure that when you go to book it, that the first thing you do is just ask the organizer if they already have an Usborne consultant that they work with, just because it gets really confusing when you have two Usborne people fighting over a show, and it's generally first come, first serve, but it really does depend on what the organizer wants to do. So just make sure that you're doing your best to make sure that you ask first if they already have a consultant that they usually work with. Another one that I know that we have a training on is working with hospitals. And I don't know if Ray Lynn is here or Jen, but there is some other ladies on our team who do this. And Nadine is another one who set up in hospitals and sell. Jen, do you set up in hospitals? I see that you're there now. We do have a training on it. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, sorry, Val.
That's okay.
I do. I am not video worthy right now.
That's okay.
I've been setting up in hospitals for the last 6 months, once a month.
So what did you do? Did you just contact the hospital and see if they have a vendor program?
Yeah, and typically, actually, if you contact the hospital gift shop, most of the time vendors are set up right close to there, or they'll at least know the contact for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And I know, like, especially around the Christmas season, when you know that nurses and stuff like that are looking for shopping or for buying gifts, it's perfect. But I know that people are having success every month all year long, but I think like in the fall is perfect too, to try to get started in that. So we do, again, in the YouTube channel, we do have a training on that if you want to get more information on it. Another one that is super, super successful and fun is doing book raisers. So you can do them for daycares, or you can do them for preschools, or you can do them for just organizations. I've done a few for like Ronald McDonald House. I know some ladies here have done them as NICU fundraisers for the hospital. Again, just when you're contacting any organization or daycare or preschool or whatever, just ask them if they've already been contacted by an Usborne consultant that's worked with them in the past, just because they don't need a million people bugging them all the time. But so what I do, I've done a few preschool ones. And so again, it's kind of like a book shower. I get the teacher or the center or whatever to just make up a list of books that they would really like to get. And then parents can either buy books to donate directly to the center or just buy some books for themselves. You can either do this online or you can go set up right in the center. Whatever you decide to do with the organizer, both work really fine. I know that oftentimes if you can set up and have the book sitting right there, it's a lot easier to get sales because parents have to actually pass by you and look at the books. And again, it's hard to pass them up when you see them because they're also beautiful. So another one that I really, really love a lot is working with schools and doing book fairs and doing readathons. This is something that you do have to have a training for. You have to be a certified education specialist with Usborne, which sounds a lot scarier and harder than it actually is. It basically requires you to have a minimum of $1,000 in sales and a good variety of stock of at least 200 different titles, because you really need a good variety if you're going to step into a school. And so once you have that minimum sales and those 200 books, then you can contact your supervisor to take your training, and it's super easy and it's super worthwhile. If you haven't checked out the unit on this, make sure you do that because it has all the information in there. But I was telling somebody who was asking me the other day, and I think like my highest readathon that I've ever done was like $7,000 in sales or something like that. And you have to keep in mind, these are really small schools that I'm dealing with. So there is a lot of opportunity to make really good money and get lots of sales with schools. So if that's something that's on your radar, I definitely recommend checking it out for the fall. Well, I mean, beginning of the school year, right? So they're always going to be looking for new books for their classrooms. And you're really doing them such a service by offering the teachers free books. So it's really hard to turn down because you're doing all of the work. So it's beneficial for both of you. Another one on my list that I just kind of thought of today was doing some back to school bundles. Parents really have a hard time making decisions and are often really just taken by something that they take the pressure off of them choosing. So if you just offer like this, a few different bundle packages with the price already set, with the tax and the shipping, everything included. So you get all of this for $25, for example. It's a really easy sale because people just see it and they want it and then it's done. So if you are good with Canva, I would recommend getting on there and trying to make up some bundles or deals of your own. And we do have a Canva training on the schedule. I assume it's on the schedule. Sam is going to do one anyway and show everybody how to make some graphics. I think it's next Thursday, if I remember correctly. Surprise packages are always a really good one for the same reason. People like just receiving the books and not having to choose themselves. So if you can just offer, sometimes I'll do like a straightforward number. Maybe it's $25, maybe it's $30. And then sometimes I'll just do like choose your own price package. So you can choose anywhere between like $10 up to $50. And then you just pick books based on their kids' ages and their kids' interests. I know last year I did a Halloween one, and we were just talking about this. I think it was yesterday when Amanda posted in the group looking for Halloween ideas. So maybe scroll down if you're in my group and see that. And you can, the surprise packs are fun because you can actually flip that into a mystery kind of party and give away all the hostess rewards if you get enough sales. Sorry, there's just a question. Yeah, you can just make your own price packages and then pick books that go. So like if you're doing a $25 package and your tax and your shipping's included, I would probably pick like 2 books valued around like $9.95, $10.95, somewhere in that range. You can just play around with the math. It's going to depend too, like if you have HST, if it's activity books, stuff like that. But you can just play around with the math and just make up some sample bundle ideas. And then your prices are going to be based on the books that are in it. So I can post a couple of kind of examples after if you want to see them. So that's the surprise packages. The next one, and I actually just seen somebody advertising this today, is some people do squares. And I know, like I've seen lots of other companies do them, like toonie squares. So you buy a toonie, you get a number. Once you sell so many, then there's some kind of prize draw. That is technically illegal because it's a lottery. We're not, like, nobody's supposed to do stuff like that without a license, like a lottery license. I don't know who polices that kind of thing or what would happen if you actually got caught. But I, for myself, generally try to stick to doing like a $5 one where everybody ends up with like a Farmyard Mini book, and then one person will get like the extra prize. Or you can do the $10 square packages, which is usually the most popular. And you can buy so many different books in that $8.95 range. So you can get like phonics books or the leveled readers or beginner books or sticker books. There's just so many options. So what lots of people do is they'll just get onto Canva and then put like a whole bunch of different pictures into like a collage and number them. So people will buy whatever number they want and then they get that book, but they also get entered into the prize draw. So it's not technically illegal because everybody is getting something for their money. And I like to do it that way too, because the higher price range, you don't need as many, you don't have to sell as many. So if you're doing $10 and you're trying to get a $200 party order out of it, I would shoot to try to sell like 23 or 25 numbers, and then all the math works out well for you. I don't know if Amanda Lowe is here right now, but she does a lot of coloring nights. Like I think she calls them color beneath the wine, between the wine. Oh man, I'm like butchering this. But anyways, it's an adult coloring night and it involves wine, and you can do coloring books, you can do the rub down transfer books, you can do sticker books, color between the wines. Thanks, Jen. I'm really tired. So all moms would love the opportunity for a night out with their friends. So what better way to just, basically the consultant rents or plans it to have some kind of space, and it's all set up. People pre-register. You can have them pre-order their book, whatever they're like. If you're doing coloring, they'll choose their coloring book. Then you'll have all of that set up and ready for them. You can bring snacks. You can bring wine. Usually, I think what Amanda does is you get like 1 or 2 glasses of wine, or you can choose coffee if you want. And then all of the crayons and stuff are supplied. And then she also sets up some books that they can purchase, like just to take home with them, like just setting up like a display, kind of like a small vendor event. So it's worked out really well for her. She also recently did a bingo that worked out really well. So I'm not sure if any of you have been to a vendor bingo before, but they're pretty fun. Sometimes you can have like multiple vendors. So if you can get a couple other friends together that have different direct sales, maybe you want to do like 31 or Tupperware or something, and you each kick in a couple of prizes, and then people come and they pay per card, and you play so many games, and each game they get to choose a prize off of the table. I know that she does like a kind of like a 50-50 type of thing. Would the registration be free for those adults? The registry, I'm not sure if I understand your question, but basically the adult that is coming is they're paying like, I think maybe she would charge like $20. And with that $20, they get to come, they get their coloring book, they get the wine, and they get snacks. And that covers any fees that she has for like renting a space, whether it be a restaurant or something like that. You can often just rent kind of like back rooms. I know one girl used like a tea room, like a tea house. And then there was just like this quiet room that you could rent for events like that. So you can be as creative as you want. If you can get, like, the cheaper the rental, the better, but you want a really good space so that people aren't scrunched and people, you know, because everybody's coming just for a quiet night out visiting with their friends. So if you can kind of like separate people so you're not all just kind of squished together. I don't know. It's super fun. If anybody has questions about that, make sure that you post in the group, because I'll get the girls who have done it to actually talk more about it for you guys. The bingo one, though, again, super fun. Another one that I've done before is library story hours. So again, I get people to pre-register. I tell them what book that they're going to get. Whatever book we're reading, I always plan like a craft that goes with it, and then a snack, and then everybody gets to go home with a copy of the book that we read. And it's just a fun way to get people together, and it's at the library, so it's free. So that works out good. Something I know some other girls here do is like a daily deal in their VIP group. So this is something you would have to do in a private group with like your VIP customers or whoever you have in there. And they do like a daily deal where they will pick one book and feature it, and then they will offer it at like no tax, no shipping, or maybe just no shipping or something like that. And then after like, say like a week or two, they'll put in that all of the books that they've featured in that week, 2-week period or something like that, and then put the order through. It's just a nice way to be able to feature all the different books that you can. Another one is for anybody here who actually works outside the home. This is something that might work really well, is having a basket party where you just grab a basket, fill it with a good variety of Usborne books, some catalogs, and some order forms maybe. I wouldn't give like our company order forms. I'd just maybe like make up a wish list or something that you can put in it, and then put it in your staff room at work, and people can either like buy books from the basket or order books, something like that. Another idea that's really great around Christmas season is doing an open house. So if you are comfortable inviting people into your home, you can have your books all displayed all over. I just bought a house a couple weeks ago, and I'm moving. And so my plan this Christmas season, my mom is like an amazing baker, and I'm moving to the town where she lives, and everybody knows her really well for her baking. So I'm going to have an open house and also offer cupcakes as the prize for anybody who shows up, because everybody wants my mom's cupcakes. Like, it's a big deal. So that's my plan. I'm going to sucker everybody in with offering my mom's cupcakes and amazing books. So that's just an idea of something you can do. Christmas Eve boxes is another thing that Amanda, I know, was recently talking about. She, I think, said she sold like 40 last year. She took boxes, she filled them up with, it had like books and hot chocolate and letters from Santa, I think, or like a certificate of niceness or something like that. She had a whole bunch of stuff. You can either sell it as like a whole box, or you could just advertise it that, because lots of moms and dads already do this. So you could just advertise like maybe that parents want to add a few books to their Christmas Eve boxes. 12 Days of Christmas, or the Advent calendar thing, that's something that I've had a lot of luck with. So basically what I've done is charge $120 flat rate, and they get 12 books wrapped up in wrapping paper, and then they can give them to their kids however they want to do it. If they just want to like put them under the tree, and they get to open one, the idea is to open one a day for the 12 days leading up to Christmas. So I charge $120 for 12 books, or if they have younger kids and they want to do like all board books, then I charge $150. And so they're getting them all wrapped, and it's just a fun little surprise. And I have had pretty good luck with that. I would start advertising that probably in October, because you're going to want to order them early enough that you can get them in and wrapped and delivered to whoever they are in time for Christmas. So I say like middle to late October, I would start advertising that. Another one that's not really a sale is doing giveaways, which I find is such a big, important thing on your business page, because it gets people interacting. It gets you, like, if you do like lots of like and share things, then they're getting their friends to like your page. So you're just building up new followers, which is going to result in more sales. And plus, if you're offering up a specific book that you really love as a prize, oftentimes you're going to get people who don't win the prize who still want the book, who will then just order it. So always I'm pushing giveaways. Another thing that I thought that maybe we should maybe try this month as a group is this. this idea where you choose a series and then you have to like go and sell as many as you possibly can within like, say like 48 hours or something like that. I know we've had a lot of luck with that, like doing like That's Not My Books or Peep Inside Books, or we've done Look Inside Books. It's really easy when you're just pushing, not really pushing, but showcasing, I should say, a specific series. So I was actually thinking that maybe I would make up some graphics and we could try doing like a magic painting one, because it's such an easy sell and there's so many good ones and we have new ones and we have all these minis. So I thought that might be something fun that we could do as a group just to see how it goes. And I think that is it. That looks like it's it on the end of my list. Does anybody else here have any like fabulous ideas that I've missed? Nothing? That just means I did a really good job, right? Okay, well, if you guys let me know if you want me to make up that magic painting challenge and we'll give her a try. I know that some of you are on my team and you're probably sitting here waiting for me to announce our team incentive, but I'm gonna wait because I know that there's people from other teams, from other supervisors' teams who are watching, so I'll wait. I'll go live in our group after to announce our incentive for September. But that is it on my list. So if nobody has anything to say or add, I will stop.
I'm just curious, because this is my first Christmas season.
Yeah.
Like, when does the Christmas rush kind of start to hit the factory and your orders start to slow down? Like, it kind of takes me 2 weeks to get my orders right now, and I want to kind of plan some like in-home grandma parties and stuff, but
I would like, as we get I don't know, like I don't want to give you like an exact date of when it gets crazy, but in like the later Christmas season, like I would even say like start of November, I think is probably when it starts to kind of get rushed. And then the office asks you to like allow for another week. So they're saying like maybe 3 weeks, but it never actually, I feel like it never takes that long, but they just say that, just tell your customers it'll be about 3 weeks, and then they'll just be pleasantly surprised when it shows up early. And again,
so like home parties and stuff kind of planned for beginning of November.
I mean, I still host parties all the way up until like the first week in December. We do have a cutoff, and it's usually in Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC kind of area. It's usually like December 3rd or 4th or something is kind of our Christmas cutoff. But it's just to be safe. I've pushed it, and I know that even if I put in an order like on the 7th or 8th, I still get it in time. But right, you can't always trust that Canada Post or whatever mail you use is going to get it there on time. But I've never had anything not show up.
Okay. I just noticed at Easter things like really slowed down, and I had a big like exhibit order for a trade show, and I was like freaking out because it wasn't showing up.
I know, it's so scary. I try not to like push the limit too far, like especially when you know that it's kind of a busier season. I know like the warehouse kind of gets backlogged a bit too. Like this is a big time for lots of the consultants who do schools, and so those are huge orders. Like sometimes it's like $10,000 orders that they're having to put in, so something like that will kind of maybe slow things down a little bit. But I honestly wouldn't worry. The office will send out an email if they're concerned about delays in the shipping.
Okay.
Jen, can you think of anything I missed?
No. You always have like this most extensive list of things. It's so awesome.
Well,
and I missed the first bit to see if you talked about book clubs or.
I did. I definitely.
Okay.
Book clubs. I think that I just love Osborne because there are so many ways. It's not like you can do a home party, and if you suck at home parties, then you have no luck. We can do like, I have 3 pages full of notes right now of all of these wonderful ideas of things that we can go do to get sales. So really our creativity is the sky. We can do anything we want. If anybody has any like amazing ideas that come to life after this, make sure you post them in the group and share them. Okay, well, I'm going to end the recording.